Chapter 3 Cellular Organization of Plant and Animal. All visible living organisms around us, as well as microorganisms that cannot be seen with the naked eye, are composed of cells. Cells are the structural unit of living organism, and within the cell, all the biochemical activities necessary for the survival of organism takes place. In this chapter, we will try to gain a basic understanding of the cell of the living organism. Cells. The cell is the structural and functional unit of a living organism. There are many organisms on earth that are composed of just a single cell, such as bacteria and protozoa. On the other hand, many organisms are made up of numerous cells, such as human, plants, and birds. Cells connect with one another to form the body of a living organism. It's like a building made of bricks. Think of your school building, whether it's 1 story or 5. It's building brick by brick. So we can say that bricks are the unit of construction of the building. Similarly, the foundation of both known and unknown, small and large organism lies in this structural unit. Your entire body, your favorite pet, or the tree in the field all are built on these units as their basis of structure. Most plants and animal bodies in the living world are composed of numerous different types of cells. These cells are involved in various physiological activities necessary for the survival of the organism. Depending on their function, the shape of the cell in multicellular organisms are different. For a multicellular living organism to live healthy, all types of cells need to perform their function properly and in coordination. Cells are microscopic entity. That means they cannot be seen without microscope. The English scientist Robert Hooke first observed cells under microscope. In 1665, while examining a cork with the microscope, he saw numerous chambers arranged like a honeycomb. He named the structure units of the cork cell. Microscope. A microscope is a device that allows us to view very small objects in a larger scale. The microscope was invented in the 16th century. Later, Antony von Leeuwenhoek played a significant role in improving the microscope. Through the effort of many others over time, today's compound microscope were developed. With the help of this microscope, we can easily observe cells from the unicellular bacteria to multicellular plant and animal. Even large organisms have countless small cells. If you look at different cells through a microscope, you will see variation in their shape. Some cells are elongated, some are spherical, some are rod shaped, and there are various other shapes. Some cells do not have a definite shape. That means their shape is variable. Lesson 2. Types of cell. On the basis of the presence or absence of nucleus, cell can mainly be divided into two types: protocell and eucell. The nucleus is not well developed in protocell, and the nuclear membrane is absent. Example, bacteria. In eucell, the nucleus is well developed and surrounded by nuclear membrane. Depending on their function, the eucell can again be divided into two groups: somatic cell and reproductive cell. Somatic cells take up in growth and development of our body structure. Due to the cell division and organism growth, reproductive cells take part in reproduction. Many different forms of cells are found in living organisms. It is natural to find differences in the shapes and sizes of shell. Different shapes of cell include round, oval, rectangular, etc. Generally, cells are so small that they cannot be seen with naked eyes. Lesson 3 to 6. Structure of a cell. A living cell is so tiny in size that it is not visible to the naked eyes. However, people are not sitting idle. Cells can be observed very clearly with the help of microscope. At present, the organelles of a cell can be easily observed using an electronic microscope. As a result, many small organelles have been discovered. Let us discuss the main parts of the cell now. Cell wall. It is only present in plant cell. Animal cells do not have any cell wall. It is made up of non-living materials. Some cell walls have pores in them. The function of this cell wall is to give the cell its shape and regulate the passage of the liquid material into and out of the cell. It also protects the inner part of the cell. Protoplasm. It is a jelly-like, sticky, semi-liquid substance surrounded by cell wall. Protoplasm is the basis of life. It has three parts: cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. Cell membrane. The living soft membrane just below the cell wall, surrounded by the whole protoplasm, is called the cell membrane. It controls the flow of water, mineral, gases, both into and out of the cell. Cytoplasm. It is the part of the protoplasm that remains outside the nucleus and is surrounded by cell membrane. Its function is to hold many small organelles and perform few physiological functions such as photosynthesis. Discussion on some organelles found in the cytoplasm are given below. Plastid. Plastid are known as colored bearers. Generally, animal cells do not have plastid. Plastid are a unique characteristic of plant cell. The colors of plant leaves, flowers, and fruits of different color that we see are due to plastids. Green plastid help in manufacturing food. The colored plastid make plant part colorful and attractive. Colorless plastid store food. Vacuole. If you examine a cell of an onion, you will see an open space inside the cell. This open space is called vacuole. In a plant cell, vacuole may be small in size or completely absent. In an immature cell, but in mature plant cell, the size of vacuole is bigger, while in animal cell, vacuole is absent. However, in an animal cell, even it is present, is very small in size. The fluid present inside the vacuole is called cell sap. Vacuole is an important characteristic of the plant cell. It acts as a cell sap tank and controls any pressure applied on the cell. Mitochondria. It is called the powerhouse of the cell. Most of the energy producing reaction takes place inside it. Its shape may be rod-like, globular, star-like, etc. Each mitochondrion is bounded by double membrane. The outer membrane is smooth, while inner one has many folding towards the cavity of the mitochondrion. Main function of the mitochondrion is to help in respiration. It is the major site of respiratory activities in the cell, so it helps releasing energy through respiration. It is also called the reservoir of energy. Lesson 7 to 8. Nucleus. The circular dense substance suspended on protoplasm is nucleus. It controls all the physiological function of the cell. In a newly formed cell, nucleus is located at the center of the cell. However, in a mature cell, location may change. Nucleus is generally circular in shape. It can be semicircular, tubular in shape under some circumstances. Some cells have no nucleus. A nucleus is usually consists of nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm, chromosomes, and nucleolus. Nuclear membrane, the membrane which surrounds the nucleus. This membrane separates cytoplasm from the nucleus and also control the passage of material in and out of the nucleus. Nucleoplasm. The transparent liquid material inside the nucleus is nucleoplasm. It contains chromosomes and nucleolus. Nucleolus. It is a small, dense, round body that remains attached with the chromatin fiber. Chromatin fiber. The thread-like coiled structure that floats in the nucleoplasm is chromatin fiber. It carries the characteristic of the organism and passes it on to the next generation. It regulates cellular growth or any other activities. Lesson 9 to 10. The role of cells in organism. You have so far learned what a cell is. In a group of similar cells perform similar function, they are known as tissue. Similarly, when a group of tissue perform the same function, they are called an organ. Some of the important functions of the cell are discussed below. Formation of tissue. A group of similar cells sometimes group together and carry out the same function. This group of cells formed tissue and tissue system. Their function is to help transportation and provide balance and support to the animal bodies. Formation of organ. A group of tissue performing a particular function is called organ. For example, roots, leaf, flowers, etc. Similarly, eyes, nose, face, hand, leg, heart, liver, spleen, kidney, lung, etc. are different organs of the animal. Development of organism's body. An organism's life originates from a small cell. Gradually, the growth of organism develops from the cell. Preparation of food. Green plants can prepare their own food. Green plants contain a type of plastid called chloroplast, which helps them prepare carbohydrate in the presence of sunlight, water and carbon dioxide in air. Formation of energy. Energy is needed for life. An organism derives this energy from food. Conservation of food and water. Some plant cells can store water in them. Some cells also store food. For example, potato, phyllophoid, etc. Secretion of necessary enzyme and fluid. There are some special cells in the animal that secrete necessary enzyme and fluid. For example, bile, insulin, gastric juice, etc. Things learned from this chapter. The structural and functional unit of the cell of life is called cell. Our body is made up of millions of cells. Cell can mainly be divided into two types, protocell and eucell. Cytoplasm and nucleus combine together to form protoplasm. Cytoplasm of a plant cell contains plastid, cell, vacuole, etc.